Hi, my name is Dominique Johnson, and you're watching The Morning Marshal. And today I'm joined with Nicholas Benz.
Nice to see you there.
So we all know you're a teacher here, but how long have you been teaching at Marshall County High School?
This is my 6th full year at Marshall County High School. Before this, I taught in Jefferson County for a few years. So I've been teaching for about 10 or 12 years.
Where did you go to college?
I got a bachelor's degree in Terre Haute, Indiana, at Indiana State University, home of Larry Bird. And I got a bachelor's degree in aviation administration. I started off flying airplanes, and then I switched to the administration side.
How did you get your pilot's license?
Well, we started off flying 2 weeks after we got to school, and we just build hours. And so I went out with the flight instructor, and I got my private certificate and my instrument rating.
What do you do here as a teacher?
I am a exceptional educational teacher, and so I do all kinds of things, mainly what Brent Levitt tells me to do.
So what do you do outside of school?
Mostly fish.
Fish?
Anything outside. I love to be outside.
Following up with that, so I heard that you used to coach a fishing team.
Yes, I'm a former state champ, regional champ, and coach of the year, and I decided to retire this year, and Coach Gray has taken over.
So what was that like?
It was a pretty unique experience for the fact that bass fishing, as far as a high school sport, is pretty new. So everybody's kind of new to it, so it's kind of been a learning experience for everybody. But since we have these 2 giant lakes in our backyard, that it kind of helps us out.
What's the biggest fish that you've caught?
The biggest freshwater fish I've caught's probably been 25, 30-pound catfish. Saltwater, probably about a 300-pound shark.
300-pound shark?
Yeah, it's pretty wild looking. When you see the shadow first, that's the first thing you see.
I can't do sharks.
Yeah.
What did you do before you became a teacher?
I graduated high school and went straight to college. And then I taught for a couple of years, and then I just decided I started my own business doing painting and remodeling stuff for a couple of years, and then I went back to teaching.
What was the painting business like?
It wasn't bad. Dealing with customers was kind of difficult because they have one idea of what they think it's going to look like, and then we have what it's actually going to look like. So sometimes that was hard to explain to people.
Especially because of the whole
Well, there's a lot of other things that involve, like you think you want it this color, and then I painted that color, and you're disappointed because you don't like it. And then I had to remind the customer that you're the one that picked the color out. And they want me to fix it for free, which is difficult when you're trying to make money.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out that well.
No.
Where have you traveled?
I've gotten extremely lucky because I'm not married, I don't have kids, so I've been able to travel a lot. I go out west in the summertime to Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, and I've been to the Florida Keys, which is my favorite place to go because there's tons of fish. Everywhere you look, there's fish.
I've been down there only once, but what did you do in the Florida Keys?
I used to work on a party boat as a first mate, so my job was to get the boat ready in the morning, get the bait cut, get the rods fixed, and then I would have to deal with tourists all day. Some of them had fished before, some of them haven't, and we got people from all over the world, people who couldn't speak English, from people in North Carolina, Russia, you name it, we had people come and fish on the boat, which was pretty exciting.
How long did you do that for?
I did it for 2 years.
2 years. What did you all see for that 2 years?
Oh, I saw all kinds of wild things.
Like what?
I saw people getting hooked. I saw sharks that looked like they were 400 pounds. We caught sailfish, dolphin, mutton snappers, all kinds of wild things. And you get to hear a lot of people's stories too. And generally, most people who are on vacation are in a pretty good mood, so that's kind of nice too.
So you talk about fishing a lot. Like, have you done any fishing recently?
Yesterday.
What'd you catch yesterday?
I caught one small one, but it started to rain.
Was it a bluegill?
No, it was a bass. I was bass fishing.
All right. So going back to your college life, what did you mainly study for in there?
So I started off as a professional pilot. So a lot of it was weather classes, and of course you have your regular speech class, English class, and stuff like that. But then halfway through, I switched my major to administration, aviation administration, which is more like running the airport and coordinating stuff.
So you were learning how to run like airports and all that?
How to manage.
Did you ever go through with it?
No.
It was just too much?
It wasn't too much, I just really wasn't that interested in it.
Oh.
Basically, my senior year, my counselor talked me into being a pilot. So that's kind of how it happened. And then I figured I could be a teacher. And then that's when I decided to be a teacher.
So that's how you became a teacher?
Yeah, I started substituting first and just make sure that's what I wanted to do. And then after I got into it, I figured I'd want to do that for the rest of my life.
So where did you start substituting at?
Jefferson County. I've been to every school in Jefferson County.
Every school?
Yeah. There's no similarities between Jefferson County and here.
So it was just Jefferson County, then Marshall County?
Yeah. Those are only two school districts. Jefferson, yeah, the only two school districts I've taught in.
So, where else have you like traveled, like besides the Florida Keys?
Arizona, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, South Dakota, North Dakota.
What's Washington like?
It's really green because the summertime, it's further north, so summertime is, a really big growing season out there, and everything was green and just these beautiful rolling hills. But I didn't go too far into Washington.
I've always heard stuff about Washington, but
Well, if you look at the map, most of that stuff is in the corner.
Yeah,
And so I was kind of like outside in the country part. I try to avoid cities at all costs.
No, I don't like cities.
I don't either. I don't like traffic. I don't like fee signs. I don't like being around a lot of people.
What's probably one of the craziest things you've seen traveling?
Probably the Grand Canyon. I've never seen more nationalities in one place in my entire life, and it's so bizarre because I don't know how you come from another country and you just show up at the Grand Canyon. So like I had some really neat conversations with people who were from other countries.
Yeah, I always hear the Grand Canyon is one of those places where it's like life-changing.
It's definitely you can see it in a picture, but when you walk up and you see it, of course now I have a fear of heights, so I don't get too close to the edge. I kind of stay back, but yeah, I'll never forget. I mean, I can see it. I can see it right now.
See right now?
Yeah, I can see it right now.
Like, how big do you think do you know how big the Grand Canyon is exactly?
Huge. It just goes on and on and on as far as you can see.
If you could give me an estimate on how big it was.
I have no idea. 50 Empire State Buildings, I don't
50.
know.
That's a pretty big canyon.
It's enough that you couldn't walk it in probably 3 lifetimes if you tried.
Is there anything else that you have done that's been really big in how you've got here?
No, getting out and meeting other cultures, that's one of the neatest things about going out west. Because most places that I camp at are smaller places and people have similar mindsets. And so I've got to meet a lot of neat people from other states that I still keep in contact with and fish with when I go out there.
If there's one thing in your life that you could change if there's one thing in your life that you could change for the better, what would that be?
That's a pretty difficult question. I don't know.
Life's.
I don't spend a whole lot of time in the past because I'm too busy working on the future.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But I still got a lot of crazy plans left.
It's pretty valid.
Yeah.
What type of crazy plans you got planned?
I don't know, maybe scuba diving in Hawaii. I don't know, maybe climbing a mountain and trying not to pass out. You know, just that kind of stuff. Mostly outdoor adventures.
Outdoor adventures.
Yeah. Even in Kentucky, we have a lot of neat things.
Well, that's all the time we have for the for Marshall Close Up. My name is Dominique, and thanks for watching.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks.